Uh, Good morning. My name is Khalid Al Khalail. I'm a Canadian citizen from Palestinian Jordanian heritage, and I'm calling on the leadership of Hamas to release this Jewish gentleman, Israeli Jewish gentleman who's been held. I was really moved by his video, that to release him for the, this is a good humanitarian gesture to go home with his and spend his now there's a very important Jewish holidays, and I think as you know Palestinians, uh, we are known yani, for our generosity. I think any tourist who have visited the Holy Land who knows that and our values. And I'm not please yani, stop yani, the stereotyping. I have nothing to do with Israel, or was purely a personal initiative. Even Jews are not nice, or Israelis not, not nice to me either, even in Canada. So including Jews who works for the Canadian government, but Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I. But I'm calling on the release of this gentleman as a good gesture, and hopefully Israel will do the same thing by releasing children and women. But I promised, an Israeli friend, a Facebook friend that we met at the last Gaza war. Wow, we have like an episodes, and and I'm talking about this because. And just to give you a very important, I mean, not to justify anything, but I think it's very important for me to give you my background. Israeli soldiers have actually killed my grandmother in November 13, 1996. Her name is Fatma Al Khalaila. There is a record of this. There's a UN Security Council on November 16 condemning Israel for the attack on Al Samu Hebron battle. There's plenty of videos. Even I've seen a video where at the end of the videos shows that my grandfather house was blown up. It was actually a police station for the Jordanian military, or the Jordanian police or military. And amazingly enough, across the street, about 100 meters or maybe 200 meters away, my grandfather, or my late grandfather Nasser, was uh, having to be hiding, uh, you know, a Jewish businessman who happened to be stuck in Al Samu when 400 Israeli soldiers attacked our village in revenge of, I guess, an attack. It's exactly the same mentality that they're using with Israel. Like they use one attack and on a vehicle, they blown up 140 homes, including my grandfather house, Mansour. The battle happened in front of my grandfather's house, and the Israeli soldiers have shot and killed my grandmother. They shot her 11 times while she was, uh, looking for my brother Khalil, who happened to left very early that morning to go to school. I walked that is about maybe 5 kilometers myself when I was younger, living there. And two of my brothers were tortured in Israeli prisons. At least the Palestinian hostage or the Israeli hostages in Gaza, they have not been tortured. I mean, there's we've seen the videos of how they were shaking hands with Hamas fighters, and the women's are, I think, we've seen the videos. They speak for themselves. But again, and also just even things. While I'm calling it the release of this gentleman, Goldberg, just to go to his family in this Jewish holiday. I mean, I have Jewish friends here in Canada, and they're really wonderful. It's not like the stereotype that we were taught in Arabic schools. My family doctor is Jewish, is amazing, and not all handy. I mean, I have some Canadian Jews who are nasty to me, even Canadian government officials who discriminated against me just because of my Palestinian heritage when they knew at a Team Canada trade mission. But again, that's not I'm giving you this important background because I don't want somebody just to manipulate this, whatever, why he's saying this. I'm telling you this because I'm sick and tired of this war. I'm sick and tired of this conflict. I want to make sure that, I was unprevented by Israeli embassy in Ottawa and consulate to go and visit my dying mother. Like she died in December 7th, 2022, and I couldn't see her just because I was born in the Holy Land. But but again, I mean, this message is going to be specifically, but this is an important background that we need to, call. We need to stop this, this horrific conflict. And I'm calling on Hamas and Khalil Al Hayya and anybody, just please release this gentleman as a good gesture. And hopefully Israel will respond with good gestures, and we start launching good gestures rather than launching back and forth bullets and rockets. It's not going to go anywhere. There's 14,000 children are dead. There's 10,000 women. Gaza has been completely destroyed. What else? What more you guys want? I mean, please release those hostages. This gentleman, I'm calling to call this one. We're not into your business what you're gonna do with the. Hopefully, everybody will release, but also the Israel have to release their Palestinian women and children and hostages too. I mean, they're. I mean, I lived in West Bank, and I know. In Hebron, I know the horrible things that the Israelis do there. But at the end of the day, this gentleman had a moving video, and I hopefully, just do it, because of our values, not Israeli values. And I am calling you to release this gentleman, hopefully within 48 hours, to go to spend time with his family in this Jewish holidays. I really think that this is going to go a long way to stop this war. And I've suffered, my family. We lost land for 1948 because of Israel. They killed my grandmother. They didn't allow me to go and see my dying mother. Her father saved the life of a Jewish person. But I wish if somebody were, help me or talk about it. But that's why I'm helping this. Now here, this gentleman is hopeless. العفو عند المقدرة يا أخوان. أوكي. العفو عند المقدرة من شيم الأكارم. there's no other way that I can translate it than say English. الفلسطينيين معروفين بالنخوة والشهامة. اطلق صراحة الرجل هذا لوجه الله يروح لعند أهله، وإن شاء الله نكون بادرة خير and we can save the life of more Palestinian children. I mean, I'm amazed, and I hope that they allow. I mean, I'm happy to take some of these children in my house in Canada and raise them with my children. Some of them are being devastated. This is an ugly war, and I'm calling on President Biden, Canadian Justin Trudeau, all the prime ministers in Europe to stop this ugly war and impose peace. I mean, if they cannot, these, Israelis and Palestinians, they cannot, find peace by themselves, and I think the United States should impose peace. And there's like incredible oil and gas resources on the shore that people can benefit and prosper. We can be an amazing people and go to live back before 1948, where according to even rabbis, Israelis, Jews, or Jews in Palestine, there's also Palestinian Jews that people never talk about, like Christian Jews too. Nobody ever talk about them. And in Bethlehem and Jerusalem. And again, please release this gentleman to go to his family as a goodwill gesture. I was not asked by anybody to tell this. I just was motivated by my own family history of suffering from Israeli occupation, and also I visited my brother when he was in prison as 5 years old, imagine, and I heard the torture that they did to him. And my older brother, who unfortunately have passed away last year. And enough is enough. And he told me the horror stories that they did to him, torture. I don't want to get into it, but now the message is about releasing this gentleman, Mr. Hersh Goldberg, and hopefully it will be a message of peace that it will reciprocate and end this ugly war. Uh, Peace for all. And please release this gentleman to go his family, and happy Easter to Israeli Jews, to the Canadian Jewish community, to the Jews all over the world. And I also I'm very grateful for also the Jews who are speaking out at Columbia University, at Yale, at Harvard, Bernie Sanders. Those are very honorable people, Jewish people who stand up. If more people, stood up and spoke when 6 million Jews were, being brutally slaughtered by the Nazis, maybe that did not happen. That's why we have to stand. Never again, never again. That's mean never again for everybody, not Jews only. And I really commend, the people, the Jewish community, who are individuals, young people, young women who stand up and talk about this, stopping this genocide. But also, I wanted to stop this hostages, and I'm calling on, Hamas and the Palestinian in Gaza to release this hostage, Goldberg, to go his family. A good gesture for this Jewish holiday. And happy Easter, everybody. And I hopefully it will be a way where we can go and live. So I could go and visit. I couldn't visit my mother when she was dying, but maybe I could go and visit her grave. Thank you, and I wish you all the best. My name is Khalid Al Khalaila. I'm a Canadian citizen from Palestinian and Jordanian Canadian heritage. And we need to stop this ugly war. Release this gentleman, please.